Do you have a favourite stovetop burner you use for all types of cooking? If questions like this have crossed your mind, then you're in good company. Today we'll be taking a closer look at some of the daily habits and social conventions that make up the monotony of life. Let's not have any loyalty towards generic brands of paracetamol and ibuprofen. Grab your knitting needles and a blanket because it's time for three old friends to sit around and sew a new patch into their quilt of friendship. So join me, Dion, under the covers with Christian.
Welcome to Patchwork.
And Josh.
Welcome to Patchwork.
Now, before we get started, I wanted to raise something that was quite exciting that happened in our group chat. The three of us have a group chat thread.
Yeah, we don't just chat with each other separately.
We found it was easier to establish a group that all three of us were a part of.
Oh, absolutely. And we encourage all friends, if two or more, have your own groups on any form of messenger.
And you can have more than three people. So if you've got, say, 4 people in a friendship group, or 5, or 6, those with 7, similarly, those with 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12 groups of friends, you can have groups of all sizes.
Josh, I've got a question. Is it okay to have odd people and even people?
You could do any. The group size can be whatever you want. And set a nice icon, and a funny name is very important.
Great. So in our Welcome to Patchwork thread, Dion, you were quite excited because you were taking Josh out to shop for shoes.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I was a little bit excited. There was also trepidation, of course, because you never know when you're going to get yelled at. But
but that's why I wanted to raise this. I want to know how the day went.
Yeah,
how was it shopping for shoes?
So a bit of background. I guess Josh doesn't. You don't go shopping often, right? And
rarely,
very rarely. And the last time we went to buy you a pair of shoes would have been in the dark ages. Sometime it would have been many years ago. And it's amazing the point in which you get to when you need new shoes. Your shoes are torn apart.
It was very funny, Dion's reaction, because I was there first, so I was sitting down changing some shoes, and so I had some other ones on, and Dion came in and just pointed at my old shoes and laughed.
Oh, yeah. Really?
It was amazing. They look like they've been torn to shreds by a land shark.
They saw Josh come in and they had to grab another staff attendant to come out.
But yeah, I arrived and Josh had already been there for a few minutes, was trying stuff on. Very proud of him that he sort of went on his own to try out new shoes. Did pick out almost exactly the same pair of shoes and just tried to matchy.
How did he get off the leash?
I don't know. I don't know how he did it. But anyway, so Josh is sort of looking around. But one thing I noticed there, Josh, was I didn't realize, like, you would point at a set of shoes and you'd kind of go, are these all right? Are these all right? I think that you have quite low confidence in respect to buying shoes. It's not just that you're tight and stingy and all those things, but I think you have quite low confidence in going, I think they will look good on me.
Of course he will if we're constantly pointing at his shoes and laughing at them.
But is that... Because I think there's no one better in the world to go glasses shopping with than me. If you need anyone
what
out there...
What type of glasses?
Any glasses.
Any glassware?
No. Any eyeglasses.
Christian rocks up with 2 wide glasses over his eyes. Do these look good?
Anyone out there, any patchworkers listening to this, if you live in Melbourne, live in the north, don't have to travel too much. If you want me to go glasses shopping with you, honestly,
Guys?
I'd be absolutely happy to do it. Just don't be that weird. Just be fine. I'm happy to be a bit weird as well.
But what if sunglasses are fine?
Sunglasses are fine. I'm really good at putting glasses to a face.
Great.
Yeah,
okay,
great.
Good.
Anyway, but also good at putting a shoe to a foot. Josh?
Yes, I think, I'm, as we've discussed before, I'm very much comfort over style. So I'm generally just, like, when I look at the shoe, because I can't feel it right, I'm like, does this look all right? Because I don't care, and clearly people around me care a lot more. You guys give me a lot of grief around my shoes.
Let's talk about the I don't care thing, because you like looking good when you go out, right?
Sure.
No.
Whatever you say, Dion.
No, you do, don't you? Like you like putting on.
Yeah.
If that means just putting on a shirt, but when you say, because my
dad dress.
My dad's the same. My dad does not care. I don't think he cares at all how he looks, and I wonder, how does one get to that point of not caring? Surely that happens at the end of life, right? When you've done everything, you step outside and you're like, I guess I'm outside for the 10,000th day.
What, people are counting how many days they've stepped outside?
I don't know. I understand when I look nice and I go, oh, you look nice tonight, Josh, in my brain when I'm standing in front of the mirror. But like, I'm not seeking that all the time. I'm like, it's fine. No one cares. I don't care.
Why?
No big deal.
And I'm in the same boat here. Why don't we always dress up and look in the mirror and go, that's really nice what you're wearing today.
What a different life that would be. If every time I left the house, I was like, look nice, you look great. Let's go on an adventure.
Is it go on an adventure?
Yeah, I don't know.
but like, are you waiting? I don't know if you've watched Queer Eye, but are you waiting for Tan to come along, come along and just rip? Like, I mean, he would have a heart attack.
I would get torn to shreds.
You would.
Yeah.
I'd have like 3 things I own would survive.
Yeah, but then he'd come in and he'd tell you all. Like, I feel like it's about knowing your colors and what's look. You've been wanting, haven't you been wanting like a pair of shoes on Josh, like a particular pair of shoes on Josh's lovely long legs?
Yeah, I don't even want to get involved in the conversation anymore because I think Josh has such a beautiful body that you could. I would just make you my Ken doll, and I'd dress you how I please.
I'd chop your dick off.
And smooth it over. Yeah, but how was the actual shopping experience, Josh? How did you feel?
It's fine. I'm not that anti-shopping. It's just like went and tried a few shoes. I think the price is huge for me. So we go to the New Balance outlet. Shout out to New Balance outlet, Smith Street.
Really
give us
good.
some shoes. Like $60, right? That's not a massive investment. If I was buying something for $300, right?
Yep.
I'd be shitting myself.
Yes.
I'd be like, I have to get this right. I have to get this perfect.
Yep.
These shoes, they're low enough that I go, this will last me years and it's not that bad.
So Josh found a pair of shoes for $60 and he was like, oh, let's get out of here. It's done. I'm like, no. Let's see if there's something else. So we went upstairs, found another really good pair of shoes, and Josh is like, okay, we'll take these ones. And I'm like, no. We'll take the ones you tried on and take those ones. That's 2. Because the reason why shoes get worn out is because you wear the same ones all the time. But also, it's nice to have different pairs of shoes. I was gunning for a 3rd pair.
No chance. No chance at 3
pairs.
people.
But why is it every 5 years and $60 a pair? It's $180 on a day.
But Dion,
you spend that much on a cup of coffee.
But your argument about the shoes, right, wearing out at different rates, you would buy a second pair of shoes.
No, but you're
doesn't make
spreading
sense.
it. But you're spreading it across multiple pairs so you can wear those shoes for longer periods
But
of
also,
time.
you have multiple styles.
That's
You're
right.
not locked into the same pair of pants that go with that same shoe.
It's like, how many forks do you have in your cutlery drawer? You're not just going with
Bad
one
example.
and then shocking
Really
example.
bad example.
Shocking example.
They're not even New Balance.
No, it's like jeans, right? Like you want to have a few different styles to
Yeah.
go with. But these are my everyday sneakers, my walking around shoes.
Yep.
So I'm very nonplussed. They don't need to be fancy. They
Yep.
just need to be comfy. Slip them on.
I'm going to ask you, Josh, what happens now to the old shoes?
Oh, surely.
I think they go in the bin.
They go in the bin.
Did you wear them here?
No, I was wearing thongs today.
Oh, interesting. Christian, I'm really interested in what Josh thought of my mentorship because I said to Josh this morning, hey, do you want to go get some shoes? And Josh was like, yeah, definitely.
Well, I messaged you a few days ago saying I want to get some shirts with you.
Yeah.
Because about 5 years ago we went shopping together.
It would have been longer.
It was yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
And I just got a lot of good clothes.
So what is it about Dion's presence that helps
know.
you complete the purchase?
I think it's the he's very self-assured. He's very confident.
Yeah.
If I was buying glasses with this guy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
No, he's just like, yeah, looks great. Let's get it. And whereas I'd and ahh and go, maybe we'll try this other shop. Maybe we'll go try this one. And I'd ping pong around and go to 7 different places and not get anything. But Dan's like, nah, it's great. It's cheap enough. Get it.
Yeah, and it's also about like knowing the shops that you want to visit and knowing that they're good quality, they look good. We don't need to go anywhere else. Like,
Yeah.
But that place that you got the shirts from closed down, and that was such a good go-to.
Hang on, just regular shirts?
No, regular, nice sort of,
Nice shirts.
regular shirts.
Yeah, you'll be fine elsewhere.
Yeah, well, what have you got? I mean, it's impossible to find good. You do all your shopping
it's impossible
online.
to find shirts in Melbourne.
Mate, you haven't even tried.
I haven't tried for 5 years.
So in Melbourne, we are lucky enough to no longer be in lockdown. We're in this really, really privileged position. We all feel very grateful. And one of the things that I did last week was I went to the cricket. And I love going to live sport. I absolutely love it. It's something I've missed, and I just really, really enjoy it. So I booked 3 tickets, one for my brother. And the 3rd ticket, I didn't know who was going to go to, but I thought, oh, look, I'll find someone. So 11th hour, found a friend who my brother didn't know, but he came along. And so at the cricket, I was sat down, and then to my right was my brother. And then this friend came last, and there was that moment where...
He came from the right as well.
Came from the right as well.
You gave him the wrong gate number.
And so my brother and him had never met before. So the question is, what is the seating configuration there? And it was clear then that I at least had to have him on one side, because if we kept that configuration, it would have been me, my brother, and my friend, right? And it wouldn't have worked.
Hang on.
So
why? Why would that not have not worked?
well, because it would have worked, but I mean, my brother didn't invite him.
Yeah.
That wasn't the first. But then how long do you have to maintain? It's a test match game. It's test match.
Hang on.
It's test match cricket.
But then
Test match conversation.
It's 90 overs.
Did you come prepared? List of conversations?
But I just didn't know exactly what to do. But he basically it was great. He stood there until we got up and reorientated ourselves.
Right.
It was perfect. He understood the situation. It was kind of like, no, I'm not just going to sit next to someone I don't know.
Hang on. I think it's completely fine to have the person who doesn't know the person in the middle
Yes.
to sit on the outside.
It's fine. It's not preferable though.
Why?
It's fine.
Because I'll tell you what happens. You're sitting in the middle.
Yep.
All of a sudden,
Yeah.
you need to entertain two people. Instead of it being a group conversation,
Yep.
you have one conversation on your right and one conversation on your left.
Because I thought about this, and I thought inherently it makes sense for the common person to sit in the middle, right? They're the link, they're the chain. So it would make sense. But your point then, Christian, the more I thought about this, I was like, yeah, but then you do get into that thing of someone gets isolated out in the cold. Like, I'm presuming if you're in the middle and your brother's on one side, much more familiar with him, already spent some time during the day, so all your attention is on the other side.
Did he get the cold shoulder, your brother?
He did get the call, and they actually didn't even end up. I did a quick introduction at the start, but then my friend said, "Oh, by the way, and he introduced himself."
Yep.
And the introduction happened like 5 minutes later. So it was really like it was a bit of an odd thing. But I just liked how my friend just stood there and just was like, "Hey, let's just do this properly. Let's just reorientate
In the middle of a cricket game and standing in front of people's view,
People
just
getting
waiting.
annoyed. Well, that's
Started a Mexican way.
Because I think, if you're going to talk across, right?
Yep.
So the person in the middle, your brother in this case, if that was the arrangement, so he's getting conversation thrown over the front of him. Is it up to you guys to have an inclusive conversation that isn't about exclusive topics?
Yes.
You're
Yeah.
not talking about stuff that only you two would get. You've got to get the third party in.
Yes, but it's also incumbent on me to invite a friend that I know my brother and him will have, something to talk about with. And I thought about that very, very carefully. Yeah.
I guess it depends on the personality of your brother. If he's someone who likes having a chat,
Yeah.
then leave him in the middle.
Yeah.
If he's someone who just wants to enjoy the game, bump him out to the right.
Speaking of enjoying the game, I think when you're talking about a test match cricket game,
Yes.
there's a lot of conversation. It is a lot of heavy lifting in the
Yeah.
conversation departments for a day of test cricket.
Wait, what do you mean by heavy lifting?
You're talking most of the day.
But why do you say that's heavy lifting?
Compared to like footy, like AFL, there's stuff going on all the time. There's action. There's this stuff happening. So much downtime between balls in cricket.
Do you feel pressure? Do you feel pressure then to carry that conversation?
No, because I love this ambient sound of cricket.
It's amazing,
it's
isn't
so
it?
nice.
It's beautiful.
But also, you're not sitting there for 6 hours in silence.
No, you're not. No, but what I'm asking, do you sometimes feel pressure when you're whether it's with friends or people you don't know? What sort of pressure do you feel to keep the conversation going?
When I feel that pressure, just hit the stats.
Oh, really?
Jeez, that run rate's pretty low, isn't it?
Hey, that's good. That's a good tip.
No, it's not.
I mean, it's for a psychopath. It's
Sorry.
a good tip.
Sorry, the run rate's low.
No,
What's
that's-
the response to that? I agree.
No, you would play say what you see at the cricket, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I would,
That's
yep.
a version of it.
Yeah,
it's just
so-
database.
Yeah. So that's what I enjoy about sporting events is that it's a bit of a slice of every aspect of the culture we live in. You get just a complete cross-section of the people you live around but never get to experience because you're in your own little bubbles, right? And so I treat it like this people-watching experience where you sit down and listen. I like to be an active fan.
Wait, so you'll strike up conversations with other... I
like to keep people cool.
How good is that experience when you say something? It happens rarely. You say something and someone in front turns around and goes, I agree, I agree.
The best, I think you know what I'm going to say. The best is when you say something and you see the front chuckle, like a little chuckle.
that is like...
Then you just feel like you own the section you're in.
best. And also like I was at a game once and I was like, when I'm at football, I think it was probably when I was a bit young, I tended to sort of do a little bit of commentary. And,
really?
And like sometimes people would turn around when I was younger and go, "The fuck's this guy?" But this one lady said, "Oh, it's so nice having someone. I know all the players now and everything. It's beautiful." But yeah, going back to that, Christian, that chuckle, is there a better laugh than you can get in life?
No, but it goes the other way for us. So when I'm generally there with my brothers and we find things that people say very funny and we're chuckling at them.
Yeah.
And so our favourite example of this was a game of cricket, and I'm not joking, literally every time the bat hit the ball and went anywhere, shot. Just this guy, shot.
Every time.
Shot.
Can we just get a clean one of Josh?
Clean one. This is coming back.
Shot.
Perfect. I'll have that ready for next week.
The other thing that I wanted to ask you guys as well, in terms of going to one of those sporting events, how do you prepare? Like, what are you bringing along? Because I come pretty prepared. It's good to have snacks. You got to work out what you snack. Grapes at the cricket. Grapes are grape.
They're a good snack, a great little snack. My biggest issue going to the MCG, generally that's where I'll watch sport, is knowing what I'm doing afterwards. So sometimes at the cricket, you might, a big day test cricket, I'll probably have a few beers. Maybe it'll roll into the evening. We'll go to the pub. I don't want to have too much stuff on me. I don't have a big bag. I don't have all this crap. It's a really tough decision.
At the end of the day, can you go out?
Yeah.
I reckon.
Knackered.
Yeah, I don't know whether but being raised, like we would go to a football game most weekends. My dad and I, at the end, I think he conditioned me like Pavlovian's dog. At the end of like the final siren goes, and I'll just start yawning, and we'll both just get in the car and get home and straight into bed. There's no even idea of getting out after that.
Really?
I used to, at the end of a game, I used to go with my dad to the footy. My dad had just this complete obsession with not getting caught up in traffic. But it was
like every dad.
We bolted. Like the siren went. I wasn't allowed to enjoy the end of the game. I didn't get to hear the song.
The theme song's
it was
going.
really, it was
Really?
really, really rare that I got to. I guess the St Kilda, the team I go for, they didn't win, so it was easy to bolt. But yeah, we bolted out of there, beat the traffic, did really well.
Well, just in terms of being prepared though, I don't bring a lot of stuff.
Yep.
And so then I make this decision of I'm probably going to buy some things there. I don't like, the food is very expensive. I don't want to have a lunch I try to avoid that as best I can. But I have this weird distinction where I go, the chips are too expensive. I'm not going to spend that. Beer though, whatever. You know what I mean? I just accept the price of the beer because it's bar prices.
So
right?
yours is what am I get the biggest bang for buck?
It's also what I'm used to, right? Like you go to a bar, you kind of know how much a beer costs at the bar. And you go, that's just kind of bar prices, whatever.
Yep.
But the food, I'm like, this is way more than it should be.
Well, one thing, and I think both of you will know this about me, one thing I've been doing for a while is love a hot dog. Don't love buying a hot dog at the football or cricket. So I'll cook up a hot dog before and put a couple of hot dogs in a thermos.
Oh yeah,
yeah. You certainly do.
And I'm not joking about that. There'll be a little tub of tomato sauce as well. But last year, actually, when I went to the cricket, I had hot dogs in a thermos. Forgot to bring the bread. So what I did was I went to one of the food outlets and I called over a lady. She's about 70 years old. She came over in her apron. I said, "Excuse me, do you have any hot dog bread? I brought my own hot dogs and I forgot the bread." And she paused for a second and she went, "Yeah, sure, no worries." She gave me a couple of rolls.
A couple?
Yeah, and you know what? If you are not following us on social media, Christian, or any of the listeners, I will post a photo of me holding my hot dog in the roll aloft at the MCG.
With the old lady?
It was such a triumph. But other than that, just chips and grapes.
And now that old lady is my wife.
Dion and Christian, thanks for joining me for dinner. Ordinarily, I would be asking you the question if you'd prefer a plate or a bowl. But upon one of our listeners' suggestions, Al, he thought that maybe we could tweak it a bit. And now it's time for you to decide if you want a fork or a spoon.
Ooh, very nice.
And you know what we're eating tonight? We're having a delicious dal makhani.
Oh,
so you got your lentils,
okay.
you got your kidney beans on a bit of rice.
Yeah, very high FODMAP, but I'll have a little bit.
Dion, are you reaching for the fork or are you reaching for the spoon?
Ooh.
It's a very simple question.
Dion, do you want me to go?
No. Is it served in a plate or bowl?
Christian, what should it be served in? What would you like? What are you going to use? It's in a bowl.
I'm going to use a... Wait, I have a clarifying question, don't I?
You do have one clarifying question.
You've already
which
asked
you've
your
used.
clarifying question.
It's in a bowl.
That's so good. That's great. I'll have a fork, thanks.
Okay, great.
Yep.
Christian.
That is bizarre.
I don't care. It's not the game for you to comment on it.
I do not need a clarifying question, Josh. I'll take a spoon.
A spoon. Well, boys, I'm taking a fork. So I think the forks have it, which means spoons into the bin.
Recently, I was doing a clean of our house. It was my weekly clean, and I really like to get stuck into the kitchen. So I was having a look at the stovetop burner, and I noticed that there was quite a lot more mess concentrated around the back left.
Back
left stovetop burner. So I had a question for both of you. Josh, Dion, Christian. What's your favourite stovetop burner?
Look, it's a hot potato.
It certainly is.
I'm a big fan. I consistently return time and time again to the front left biggest one.
Front left biggest.
Front left
Sorry,
biggest.
just to get a picture, is this a gas stove?
Yes.
It's not induction or electric, any of that rubbish. It's a gas stove.
Yep.
So front
left, closest to me on the left.
Yep.
It's very big.
It is the
Very
biggest
big.
one.
How do you feel, Josh, about if you're putting a pot, I don't know if I'm jumping the gun here, but if you're putting a pot on the biggest one that is too small for that area?
This keeps me awake at night. So my big issue with this
Wow.
is that sometimes, if the pot isn't big enough, there's not a lot of heat hitting the middle of that pot. Is that an issue?
Wait.
Or are the flames licking up the side?
Wait.
Is that fine?
Wait, heat hitting the middle of the pot?
Yeah.
They're all hitting the middle of the pot.
No, it's not. Like if you've got a big burner, it's quite wide. The diameter's quite wide.
I
And so the
see.
diameter of the flame almost matches the pot.
What I think is most concerning, Josh, is that you don't even entertain the idea of using the more appropriately sized other burners.
Because in my brain, biggest means hotter and quicker.
No.
So I in my brain, I'm like, well, you want this water to boil as quick as possible, put on the biggest one you can. Doesn't make a lot of sense, does it?
No, it doesn't. I would have thought that you'd be a little more
Smart.
thorough.
Just a quick question, Josh. You raised boiling water there. When you are boiling water for like a pasta, do you boil it in the kettle first?
I'm a big fan of the pre-boil.
What do you
I'm
think,
a big
Christian?
fan of the kettle pre-boil.
Yeah.
Same?
Yeah, go for a pre-boil.
Yeah.
What about you,
cool.
Dion?
No, we're all on par. Just wanted to double check.
But why is that? Is it because in my brain, I'm like, it's a purpose-built machine for boiling
I
water.
remember when I was younger, I'd fill up what was it measured in back in the day? Quarts?
Yeah.
Six quarts. It'd take 6 hours. It'd make an hour per quart.
Yeah. I think it's 6 quarts and 7 years ago.
Can I just say one thing? Quart.
Dion?
Yes?
What's your favourite stovetop burner?
I really do oscillate. I got 4, and I got a rubbish electric stove. And aren't they just garbage?
They're like the flat ones that turn red, right?
Shocking.
Oh, no.
They're shocking. And I've got those, and I hate them. But front left, because it's got a smaller one, and then you can bump it up, and it adds a little couple of extra inches, which we'd all love, wouldn't we?
I really don't think you should be part of this conversation.
How about you, Christian?
My favourite is the back left. I think I've got the most memories,
You know what?
the fondest memories of the back left. Go.
No, I know that's your favourite, Christian, because there's always a little coffee pot on it, isn't there?
Oh, really?
Constantly.
But Christian, what about back left? What about if you decide...
Well, back left's the small one, right?
It is. It's the smallest.
The smallest.
But what about front left? If you're cooking something there, or cooking something late, like you put some, I got to put something on the front left, then you're always going over.
Nah,
It's a
I like
nightmare.
the control of back left. As someone who, I'm living in a share house, most of the time it'll be cooking for one or a few, but you don't need the enormous size of a front left.
I just absolutely default there every single time. It doesn't matter what I'm cooking.
You get some gorgeous control on a back left burner.
Interesting. Josh, if space was unlimited and you could design your own stovetop,
a 10-top burner.
would you? How many burners would you have, and would they go? I just don't. I don't know if stovetops are designed well. The space between them,
Dion,
the rubbish that you get on them.
I think they got it right. I think they got it right.
You've got a lot of faith in the kitchen. You got the dining table. You got a lot of faith in. What don't you have faith in the kitchen?
The only thing that when you've got two big pots, sometimes one muscles or the other out.
There we go. That's a bad design, but that is something that they should envisage. That you're gonna need two big pots.
But no, kitchens have limited space. You can't just have, like you said, unlimited space.
The scenario I just gave you was unlimited.
And I'd have probably 4 in a row, like
you?
one after the other, descending sizes.
Hang again.
Right? I wanted to hear it.
And different tones.
No.
Dun, dun, dun.
This is like your favorite change room. Dion has offered you unlimited potential for your stovetop burner, and you've picked 4 across.
Four across. Shocking.
The agony of choice. Why do I want that every day?
I have an entire bench top down that is all
Christian.
flame.
Thank you, Christian. We'll get
My big issue though is that generally what I'm cooking, it's big portions. So I default there all the time. So anytime I'm doing a rarity in a small pot, I'm not in that headspace. I'm always in the big headspace, getting on the big one. But I tell you what, the little one, your little one at the back, Christian.
Yeah, it's nice.
It's pretty cute.
It is very cute, Josh.
Pretty cute.
Come for a ride, honestly.
I like the little one. It's pretty cute.
What else do you put on it apart from your little coffee pot?
Everything.
Egg?
Egg?
An egg?
Just crack it on the flame. Is this how you cook egg?
A hard-boiled egg in there? Or like,
I don't cook eggs, Dion.
Oh, don't you?
What do I put on there? A small fry pan, small stovetop pot.
Yeah.
Small cafetiere, like the little mocha pot
There we
boys.
go.
You know what I don't like though? The other ones that I dislike are the big one with similar to yours, maybe Dion.
I don't know what you're talking
But it's
about.
got a mini one inside. It's
Big
almost like
one
a
with
double.
a mini one inside?
Yeah, it's like a double. Have you seen those
Oh,
ones?
yeah. Like
I don't like it's
Too
too much
much.
heat. I'm like you're
Force.
heating this up too much.
No, but you can choose whether you want too much heat.
The one I'm experienced with, you cannot.
Oh, that's shocking.
Yeah.
Why don't they make a fry pan that extends over? It has 2 pits in it and extends over the middle section. So you can take up 2 burners at once and fry 2 things on either side.
I have no idea what Christian's talking about, but I
Yes,
think
you do.
No, but I think it's a really good idea.
Imagine this. Imagine the wings of a plane, okay?
Yep.
Each of them are fry pans.
Yep.
That's my idea.
And there's a handle in the middle.
It's a very hot aeroplane.
And the fuel's in the handle.
It's the fuselage.
Do you know what? I actually really, really want to talk about utensils. I reckon this is probably better because I am big on big, thick spatulas. But bonus patch, let's record this after. If you're not yet signed up to Patreon, patreon.com/welcome to patchwork. We're going to continue this discussion. We're going to go for the big guys.
I was about to launch right in until you said that.
What a sell. Hey guys, give us some money. We'll talk about utensils.
Bonus offer today, if you sign up to a Patreon, you get a wooden spoon.
Through the seasons of Welcome to Patchwork, we have thought it would be entertaining to try to mimic ourselves out of our own mouths the real life sounds of things that occur around
What have
us.
we done? Also not real sounds. We've done a squeaky mouse opens a squeaky door. That's not something we've all
You're
heard
right.
before.
Yeah, we did Tim Allen's grunt.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
But this week, Christian, what are we doing?
We are going to try to compete against each other for who can make the best sound of a phone vibrating.
I'm so nervous.
Can I have a clarifying question? Is it the phone set on a table vibrating?
It is, Josh. Yes.
Okay.
Great clarifying question. The phone's on a table.
Dion prepared something else.
Also, no, just so you know, none of us,
Yeah.
there is a tri-bond here, tri-bond film festival.
Yeah.
None of us have practiced this, correct?
Correct.
I have not made this. I have no
I know,
idea
that's
what's
the
going to happen.
hardest thing.
I'm so nervous.
Because you can't even perfect it. It's like the first time you go.
I'm trying to do an impression in my mind's eye. And I like you said, Dion, I don't know how it's going to come out.
I can't imagine how they do this on commercial radio, let alone a recorded podcast.
They do it poorly, Dion. And as per usual, Josh, do you want to kick us off with your best one that wins?
Oh my god!
All right.
I've got such low self-confidence.
So I'm sitting at my desk and my phone's there. It's on vibrate.
Where's your phone? Set the scene.
It's just off to my left next to the keyboard.
Yep.
And I'm sitting there and then it goes. And
it sitting on plastic?
Just a table.
Oh, Jesus. That
Do
sucks.
you know what? That's just thrown me.
Has it?
great.
Oh, because of the rhythm?
No, not the rhythm. I just didn't think to make the sound like that.
What were you thinking for vibrate?
Let's find out.
Go, quickly.
Okay, wait. No, not quickly.
Go quickly.
No, not quickly.
Sounds like a beatboxing mosquito.
I reckon that is what I envisaged it would sound like. I'm happy with it.
So good.
What a sexy mosquito walking by.
It was very different from Josh's though.
Very different.
You guys are assholes.
Oh, this is
that
great.
was great.
I can't wait for Christian.
I'm going to add an additional layer. Okay, ready?
That's a fly on a window struggling for life.
Sorry,
That
did you
is-
hear my... Oh, you can't really hear it. I was tapping also on the table because often the vibrate will make
need to
things
make that
wrong.
sound with your mouth as well.
Don't let that mask how bad that was.
That was great. I think I came second.
Really, really good. You know what's really, really good? Really, really good. You know what's really, really good?
We love hearing you're really good, so make sure you jump online to our socials, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and check out our Really Good Fridays. We had a lot of good quality entrants this time around, and you know what J. Laurie, 15, thinks is really good? When you begin to cook a meal and realise you already have all the ingredients at home.
Really good. And you know what Molly Rolfe thinks is really good? Spilling food on the floor and having your dog lick it up so it's all clean.
Really good.
And the winner of our Really Good Friday and also the recipient of a Welcome to Patchwork mug was Lockdown Loaded. You know what Lockdown Loaded thinks is really good? When you're in a public toilet and perfectly sync a loud fart with the hand dryer turning on.
Really
Thank you so much for listening to the first episode of Welcome to Patchwork in 2021. What a year this is going to be. God. Wasn't last year, we can say it now, a disaster.
If you listen back to one of the earliest patches of 2020,
Yep.
I think we discussed sharing a water bottle.
Yeah.
And my reaction...
Yeah.
Actually, do you know what, Josh? If you could find that clip, can you add it in here?
Yeah, it's nuts.
It just to put 2020 into perspective of what we thought it would be at the start. Yeah, so but I don't like when people are like, oh, you know, just hover the bottle over your lips and then you have to kind of squirt it in.
Yeah, I hate getting disease from other people.
Oh, what are you catching from someone from drinking their drink bottle?
Hasn't aged well, has it, our podcast? And of course, we have social media, which we alluded to about 45 seconds ago. Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Get on there, interact with us, send us messages. We'll take about a week to reply. As we do every week, we sew a new patch into our quilt of friendship. Josh, what patch did you sew into our quilt this week?
Thank you, Dion. My patch this week was you taking me on our once-a-decade stove shopping trip, insisting the new Miele 4-burner really suits my figure. Christian, what patch did you sew this week?
Thank you, Josh. This week I sewed into my patch the slogan written on Dion's business card: glasses to a face, shoes to a foot, and hot dogs to a bun. And Dion, what did you sew into your patch this week?
My patch this week is the three of us sitting down at the cricket with 30ml thermoses in hand, raising the glass to our mouths and saying, "Shot." Thank you so much for listening to Welcome to Patchwork for another week. I've been Dion.
I've been Josh.
And I've been Christian.
Goodbye.
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 I went booked a ticket with my bro, and also booked an extra ticket.
Sick.
Yeah, sorry. So I should have kept going. That was great. That was great. Oh, why did I stop?
Keep going.
Okay. Still says like a fly.
Oh, what about this?
Oh, that's
yeah.
much better.
Oh, you know what we can do next time? The sound of an iPhone sending and receiving a message.
How good was that?
Yeah. Oh, that was massive. Damn it. It's all right. It's on there.
No, it's not. I stopped recording.
No, you didn't.
No, of course not.
Shot.